Hi everybody! So there are actually a couple things that I wanted to address for today's video. The first and most important thing is I really appreciate, I just can't, put it into words, I do really appreciate everybody who's subscribed to this channel and commented such wonderful things and said that I've helped them or in some type of way. So I just really want to say thank you to the people who have subscribed to me so far. And really, this channel started out as just a way for me to try to A, document some things in my life, and then B, to kind of try to help people. But it's really turned into something very nice for me. It's been a really fun project to work on for me, and has actually also helped me improve my confidence in speaking in front of people, and even for the sake of public speaking, which I have to do sometimes for work. And that has been invaluable to me. So I just really wanted to say thank you to everybody. I appreciate that. So now, that being said, let's get into the video. I don't want to take too much of y'all's valuable time, but long story short, I just recently went on a trip to Hawaii for the second time in my life. It was lovely. It was wonderful. I stayed with some friends of mine who were born and raised local Hawaiians, and they shared many, aspects of their beautiful homeland with me, and I was on the island Oahu. It was very cool. The food was amazing. The sights were unbelievable. Actually, I've got some very cool pictures that I can show you, but bottom line, I tried some really cool snacks there, and I ended up bringing some of them back home. So let me go ahead and show you what I've got today. So the first thing I'll share is, I'll just share really quickly. Here's a picture that I actually took on my phone. Isn't that just beautiful? That looks like a postcard, actually. And here's a picture of Waimea Bay. I also took this on my phone. Sorry, I don't want it to be super blurry or anything. There we go. That's Waimea Bay. Really close to an area that they call the Three Tables, because there are these three tabletop type rock structures or lava structures in the water. Very, very cool. So I printed those because I just thought they were so gorgeous. Anyway, so here's some of the snacks that I brought back with me. So the first thing is this, they're dried prunes with a seasoning coating, and the seasoning coating is called red lihimoi. That was how my friend pronounced it, red lihimoi. And these are made of licorice extracts. That is honestly what it tastes like. It's very tangy, has kind of like an almost underlying savory flavor. I'm not a big fan of licorice, but I actually kind of liked these more than I expected to. And when my friend recommended them to me, I don't think that he knew that I really don't like licorice, but here we go. I'll just go ahead and try it for you anyway and give you my impression. Now, it's got a big seed in the middle, just like the plant that I have growing over here in my house, mamoncillo, that I noted in a previous video. It also, the seed also kind of reminds me of like tamarindo, which is another candied seed plant thing that I've had in my childhood that was very good. But okay, cheers. So I spit out the seed because that part I didn't want you to see on camera. But, ooh. So it's tangy with kind of like a weird savory underlying flavor. It does taste like quite a bit like licorice, but I think better than licorice because I'm not a fan of licorice. You can see my lips are all orange now. It's very highly pigmented. This seasoning coating is very, very highly pigmented. So when I tried one of these, my fingers are coated with orange too. When I tried one of these in the airport on the way back, I had my fingers dyed with the coating, and it doesn't matter how many times you wash your hands, it will stay on there for a while. So it took like 2 days almost for the seasoning to come off, or for the coating. I mean, my hands were clean, but they were just red from the pigment. Anyway, it's almost sweet, more tangy, slightly savory. Tastes like licorice. So if you're a fan of licorice, you might actually like this a lot. So that was the first snack. So let's move on to the second one. This one I actually got in the airport on the way back. It says product of Taiwan, but I saw these in the stores in Hawaii too. They do have quite a lot of Asian cuisine there, and I think again because it's just not a long flight, well, a long flight, but just a shorter jump to the, you know, Southeast Asian countries. So you have a lot of Taiwan, you have a lot of, you know, there's actually a lot of Japanese places there, a lot of Thai places, a lot of Chinese food, all that in Hawaii. So a lot of cultural influence from there, which I think is very cool. So these steak flavored chips, I was actually really excited. It's got a picture of steak on it. I was actually really excited when I saw these in the airport because they reminded me of a chip that I had in Colombia, like back in college, that was chicken teriyaki flavored and was the best potato chip I've ever had in my life, easily. So with that, you know, in that vein, I thought, hey, this might be comparable, or this might be kind of cool to try. So I'll admit I did not like these as much as the ones that I had years back that were chicken teriyaki flavored, also in a black premium looking bag like this. But let me tell you what these taste like. So I don't dislike them. They're very sweet in the beginning. And really, you don't realize that it's steak. You think, this tastes more like cherry or something sweet. The steak flavor comes in as kind of like an aftertaste, and it hits you like that, like, oh, this is steak flavored. But they're pretty good. They're pretty good. I think if they were just a little bit more salty than sweet, I would probably like them a little bit more. But the first taste you get is definitely on the sweeter side. But these are pretty good, honestly. Steak flavored potato chips. They do kind of taste like steak, so. Okay, and the third thing. These I bought made in Hawaii. These were actually my favorites, this brand, not exactly these. So this brand, Hawaii Candy, made in Hawaii. These are sesame wafer cookies, black sesame wafer cookies. These are very interesting. So I bought a bag of their fortune cookies because they have other, I'm sorry, these bags are so crumpled. They came in my suitcase, so. They had the fortune cookies that I bought when I went to the beach, and they were really tasty. I was snacking on them. They just tasted like fortune cookies that you'd have at a restaurant, just a bag of them, and it was really nice. But I wanted something a little bit different to bring back with me, so I ended up getting these, and they're different, I'll say that. They do, the wafer that they use, the cookie that they use is like fortune cookie, but with the black sesame, it definitely has a really earthy kind of flavor to it. So the cookie tastes like a fortune cookie. This is the easiest to describe of the snacks that I brought because honestly, it just tastes like sesame seeds and fortune cookie. So it's a little off-putting at first because it's not something that I think people here in the US or mainland would associate with a fortune cookie, sesame seeds, but I'll go ahead and give it a shot anyway. I've had these before, so. Very earthy, slightly sweet. That's what I like about them. They're not too sweet, slightly sweet. I could munch on these for a while. The sesame seed is a little strange, but it's not enough to just make me say, that's disgusting, I don't want any part of it. I think it's fine. And then the last thing I want to share with you guys are the shrimp chips, which were easily my favorite. So this is actually kind of embarrassing, but I had to film this part at night because I didn't think that these shrimp chips were gonna last the night. These are honestly some of my favorite snacks that I've ever tried. I really favor potato chips that aren't super heavy, that don't sit too much in your stomach, that don't, like, you know, something that's going to be filling, but also tastes nice and just be kind of on the lighter side. I like these, they're so fluffy. These are shrimp chips, Maui style shrimp chips that I got in Oahu. And I've also, I went online to see if they existed here, because I don't live in Hawaii. And I found that you know, something comparable to them would technically be prawn chips. I don't know, but I'll just let you look at these. They're so good. I'm not exaggerating either. Like, I specifically made this part of the video because I couldn't wait any longer and I just had to finish them. But I just went fishing, which is why I look so messy, but it's fine. I'll do a taste test, but I hope this take is good because I might just finish these last few chips that I have. They kind of remind me of veggie sticks, like specifically the corn flavored or the carrot flavored veggie sticks that you get, but puffier. More like a specific brand of veggie sticks that I had when I was a kid, so it's a bit nostalgic for me. But they're so fluffed up, they're so puffy, and it looks almost like a little rice cake or something like that, like a little rice cake. Oh my gosh, they're so good though. Like, they just kind of melt in your mouth. They're very lightly salty, very underwhelming, I would say. That sounds like a bad thing, but to me, for a potato chip, or it's not a potato chip, it's a shrimp chip, that's actually a good thing. I think there's tapioca in these also, but it has no, it's almost like a slightly musky, and maybe that comes from the shrimp, but very mildly savory, airy thing that just melts in your mouth. So I really like these a lot. My mom didn't like them. She thought that they were too fishy. I honestly do not taste the shrimp almost at all. If you had just given these to me and said, oh, here's some chips, try them, and I tried them, I would not have guessed that these were shrimp chips at all. I would have just said, oh, rice chip, maybe? I don't know. Corn flavored rice chip. But anyway, I really like them. I don't know if everyone will like them, but that's just my opinion on the Maui shrimp chips. And wasn't that fun? So that was basically my take on some of the snacks that I tried in Oahu. The wafers with sesame, the shrimp chips, so good, the shrimp chips, the steak chips, and the lihimoi little prune things. So I hope you guys liked that video. Let me know what you want to see in the future, and I'll do that. Once again, thank you so much for subscribing, and I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. Take care.